Hello, my name is Sylvia Sacaffi. Welcome to my presentation on perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl contamination in California. I've decided to use workbook, ArcGIS Workbook Insights for my final. I've used 2 pages of workbook in order to create my desired presentation. Starting with these 2 maps and a couple of charts I've created just for this page. So let's begin with PFAS Investigation Sites names and high-risk domestic wells per county. This is a map in which I will expand first, and I call it Map 1. This map layer was created in order to provide detailed spatial and statistical data on water quality here in the state of California. This map will provide you with 2 layers of information. These are perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl investigation sites. And the second layer is the census block group data layer. Pardon me, I got stuck there for a minute. But in the perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl layer, we can find information based on investigation sites, landfills, airports, wastewater treatment plants, chrome planting facilities, all in the state of California. Both of these layers have been provided to us by the California State Water Resources Control Board. And right here, as we zoom in, if I can unlock this here, we'll start with the PFAS sites, the perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl sites, which I have such difficulty pronouncing. But if we click here, let's find a dense area. We zoom in. And we can click on the location of investigation. For example, here we have, let's see, I'll wait for it to load. We have BNSF Richmond in Sonoma County. Oh no, that's pardon me. It's a little below Sonoma, pardon me. Right here, Marin County. So obviously the lightest colors represent the least amount, as you can see here on the legend. And if we click on the PFAS investigation sites, we could see HP, like has a location here that's under investigation, Hewitt-Packard. So we also have Charles M. Schultz Airport, and so on. It gives you the number of wells when you click on a section. So for example, here we have 134. So it's pretty intuitive and self-explanatory. The legend for this, there's 463 sites in total. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There is a information box with a brief description back here and more values and numbers for the sites of investigation and wells, mostly wells. Okay, and moving on to the map 2. And this is our map, which and I forgot to mention here, this high-risk domestic layer provides us with information on more than just water sheds. It also provides us demographic information, including the median household income and race and ethnicity data per block group. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, back to map 2, expanding. This is a different type of, I would say, spatial representation of the proximity of what are marine protected areas, MPAs. And the purpose of map 2 is to demonstrate the proximity of perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl, PFAS, contamination in California, and the sites of investigation, pardon me, as well as California Marine Protected Areas, MPAs, which are these pink areas that you see right here. And you will find 2 interactive layers providing spatial information along with the names of the locations pins, which are very evident here. When you zoom in, we have the ability, pardon me, to see both possible contamination sites and marine protected layers. If we could just get them to turn on. There we go. So as you can see, you have like Napa Valley Petroleum right off the bat when we see the map. And right here you have Drake's Estero State Marine Conservation Area and so on. And it goes on along the coast. Let's see. And as you can see, there's a lot of contamination or possible contamination in LA, as well as a lot of conservation areas. So let's see what happens when we click. It gives you the name as well. And when we flip the card, there's information on the values of the areas that are protected. For example, 155 compared to 463 possible contaminated areas. So that's a huge difference. So that's it for this. And right here we have a line chart with the counties providing us with counties with the highest risk of domestic wells. The line chart allows us to correlate the number of high-risk domestic wells per county, showing the counties with the worst water, for example, counties like Fresno, LA, and Sonoma, as we can see here. Very evident, El Dorado, Fresno, Stanislaus, Sonoma, Merced, and so on. LA doesn't look so bad right now, does it? If we zoom in, let's see. So it gives you the county and the amount of wells. Here we go, LA County. Whoop, where did it go? And there it goes, about 1,100 wells endangered, I would estimate. And then here we have at the bottom, we have the PFAS Investigation Site Type Cluster. And this just provides us with a bubble chart that will help you classify what type of industries are under investigation by quantity and quality. So we can see that there's a chrome plater center here with about 271 sites under investigation. We have a refinery with 40 and airport with 30 and bulk terminal right here with 122. So I think that's it for page 2. I will be moving on to, page 1. I will be moving on to page 2. And on page 2 of this workbook, we will find 4 charts which provide us with statistical information on racial demographic. and possible contaminated water based on high-risk wells per county and statewide, of course. These charts are in alphabetical order, courtesy of the census and the Water Resources Control Board of the state of California. The charts are organized as followed: Asian, Black, Hispanic, and white. Racial ethnicity data of other groups were not available for use, and I do apologize to those groups. Now moving on with the charts. We're going to begin with the Asian population chart. As you can see here, if we click, we can see on the green bar, you see that there are 10,812.4 wells at risk in Fresno County. And then when we scroll down, we see that the percentage of Asian population here relatively different compared to Los Angeles County, which is like 88 million, if my numbers are right. Not the best with numbers here, but that's why I like this insight. It's because you're able to convert your data easily into a statistics or a statistical data, um, which is fun to display um, through the site. And here in LA County, we'd have that amount of population. And then when we click on the water wells, there's the water well amounts endangered. And same goes for the white population here. When you click on the orange bar, and same goes for the black population when you click on the yellow bar, and the line represents the wells for these areas. Of course, right here you can see the counties and so forth. And this is it for page 2. It's pretty self-explanatory, but what I enjoyed the most was extracting all this information from one layer, which would be the census block group. And I just found that very amazing that one can extract so much and manipulate so much. And I had the option to create all kinds of charts and maps off of this, but this was my favorite. I think that this really portrays um, the variation in numbers and the differences in counties and race. And yeah, pretty intuitive and self-explanatory. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you for watching.